here with Soul Heart Collaboration. We are going to interview Brian Kukan for our upcoming Infinite Possibilities Retreat, October 4th, 5th, and 6th, 2024. And if you haven't seen Brian's first interview with me, you got to check that out because he is just so likable. You'll get to know him during this interview. So you don't even have to check the other one out. Brian, yay, so glad you're here.
Hi, Jamie. Thanks for having me. Good to see you again.
Tell us a little bit about you, about what you do, about your business, that kind of thing. Start
All
there.
right. So I am a Reiki practitioner and teacher in the Los Angeles area. I also do numerology. I was a former math teacher, so numbers are a thing for me. I'm also a musician, husband, father, all that good stuff.
Yay, all the important things. Following your bliss, following your joy. I know
Yes.
you're very true to that, and I so appreciate that about you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So at the retreat, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be talking about at the retreat.
So I'm going to be coming from my Reiki background and talking about healing and really diving into a little bit of that word because it has some weight to it. So I want to dispel some myths, ground some of the concepts in a little bit more physical reality. And as I like to dabble in the woo-woo, but I don't reside there all the time. So I need to ground it down into some usable techniques or mindsets that will allow everybody to be able to access this kind of stuff. So when we're talking about healing, whether it's Reiki or any other kind of energetic work, like how it works from the spiritual aspect and those ideas, but how we can ground it into how the body works and what's going on there and what we can tap into to make it more real and tangible so that we don't have to like freak people out if we're talking about energy work that might not be into that world and they're like, that sounds made up. Like, how can we ground it to make it make sense so that people would be open to it? Because
Right.
if they're open to it, then you would be more willing to experience it. And then after the experience, you can go, oh, as I did when I first got into this stuff, I was experiencing things that I couldn't explain from my math background and, science approach to life, but I couldn't deny that I was having these experiences.
Right.
I
Oh my
had to
gosh. Yeah.
ground it into like what's happening, but realize there's things that we can't explain, but are experiencing these things happening.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And I think that that's why I found you through, I think I just attended one of your online sessions and was like, oh, yes, this is exactly what I needed. So I'm so grateful I found you. So thank you for putting those classes out there. That
Glad our worlds collided.
exactly. You spoke about how you come from this scientific or very or semi-logical side of the world and integrating this more spiritual or I don't even know if I call it spiritual so much as I call it the forces around us that we can't see or put a finger on necessarily, but at the same time we all know they exist. We all know that something bigger than us connects us all, or at least I feel strongly about that.
Yeah. And even using the word spiritual, I can sense there's some hesitation in using that word, right?
Yeah.
So just a little grounding in that. When I refer to spiritual, I'm talking non-physical.
Right.
So it
Yes.
doesn't have to have like a religious type context,
Right.
soul, spirit, that kind of thing. It's just how do we describe things that are not physical? There's physical and then there's spiritual. It doesn't have to be related to any dogma or anything. It's
Love
just
that.
there's spiritual and there's physical. That's it.
Beautiful.
Very simple.
Perfect definition from my perspective, because
Yeah.
religious is another whole thing, and it is something that exists, and it's a beautiful thing. We're not in any way, shape, or form denying religious aspects to life as well, and how that works in the world. Just FYI.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is very helpful but at the same time, if I want to open these things to everybody, I want to be able to use languaging that is safe for anyone to tap into,
I like
no
that.
matter what background and beliefs that they have. Like, this is open. This is
Beautiful, beautiful. And you do a really lovely job of bringing grounding, bringing depth, bringing personal healing to the table, or at least that's what I've experienced from you. Where when you say that you're practicing or you're teaching about the Reiki, you're teaching about the wording and the verbiage and that kind of thing, which is I think is a perfect place to start.
Mhm.
Um, because we only have a few minutes to present in these
Right.
things considered, I know that there's going to be so much more that you want to share. How are you going to keep it? How are you going to keep it to that almost, blink of an eye kind of time?
Yeah, that comes from my teaching background because you have to plan out the lesson plan, right? And so I need to time things out and practice them to say, okay, this is going to take me so long to explain. I'm going to have to cut that one down and really organize it and structure it in a way to hit the main points that I want to cover with everybody, without being too long-winded. I like to be very concise with what I want to say, and then questions we can open up from there, but just really streamline it and make a really organized approach. I
I think,
timeline all of my
yeah,
stuff.
I think you do a beautiful job at that. So I'm not worried on any level because these are big, huge concepts that you cover and you make it very, very practical and very logical and you come from a place of knowing, but also being really empathetic to your audience. So I have no doubt that you're going to be absolutely fantastic. Um, if somebody wasn't able to get to this retreat, let's just say that somebody wasn't able to get to this retreat, but they still want to know a little bit more about what you do or how you do it, where can they reach out to you or how can they reach
They
out?
can go on lareikiguide.com, send me a message through there, reach out. I have links for my calendars for different classes and sessions and all of that stuff available for anyone there.
Awesome, awesome.
That's the easiest way.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, so at the retreat, you'll be talking about this, the Reiki, you'll be going into that. Is there anything that you won't cover that you would like to just share, like a little piece of wisdom or something along those?
Oh boy. If you are into Reiki, um, continue your learning outside of the classes that you take, and study with different teachers, um, because everyone has a little something to add. And then I found when I became a Reiki master the first time, I started reading some books on some history of Reiki, and I found things that I did not learn in my classes. And from an education background, I thought, okay, I studied to be a math teacher, so I had to study all of this math, and then I went in to teach whatever I needed to do. So I figured if I became a Reiki master, I was taught everything about Reiki, and then I would go and teach it and practice it. But I found I didn't learn everything about Reiki, and there were a lot of gaps in things that I learned or contradictions as I studied with other people. So just continue your quest if you are into it, and definitely practice, 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 practice.
Yes.
That's
I
where
mean, that's why we call it a practice, right? We are constantly in tuning in and fine tuning and more fine tuning and so I love this correlation between you and I'm sure you've already realized this and I'm sure the audience has too actually, but you are practical in the math. You have this beautiful music background that then like almost the three kind of go so beautifully together, the Reiki practice. So the math, the music, and the Reiki. Oh, I think that's so fantastic. I'll have to come see you play a gig sometime. Invite me, please, please, please.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That'd be
There we
awesome.
go.
That'd be awesome. Um, Okay, so let's shift a little bit and do some fun, like getting to know Brian things.
Righty.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I know you've done a little bit of traveling.
Yes.
Where was your favorite place that you've traveled so far?
Oh boy. Hmm. I'll say an interesting place was Iceland because it was just random. My wife wanted to go and we went and just a long weekend
Wow,
after having been to Europe a few months prior. Uh, and we just went and it was just such an interesting, different landscape. Um, so that was fun, but definitely planning some more vacations and trips and family adventures.
love that,
That was
love that.
definitely a
And
spot.
and I would assume you do a lot or most of your travel with your family, yes.
Yes, yeah, most of it.
Fun.
When my wife and I got together, she was a big, fun traveler. So doing that and just now taking our son along with us to have more adventures. And we just went to Niagara Falls for the eclipse in April.
Wow.
So that was a big adventure.
Awesome, awesome. So what's next? What's next on the horizon? Like what's on the bucket list that you're kind of like, I
The
think that might
bucket
be
list that I'm planning for next, and it's going to take a few years,
next.
but after a not the best success with the Niagara Falls eclipse because it was cloudy on the day of, we did get to see it. Um, but there's going to be an eclipse in 2027 in Luxor, Egypt, and the chance of cloud cover there is like 0%.
Very little. Yes.
In
Oh, that will be
So that's it, because
amazing.
we want to go see the pyramids. That's been a bucket trip list
Yes.
for years. And then when I can put those two together, that'll be an amazing experience. So that's lining up for us now.
Well, in the event you did not already know this, one of our speakers is actually in Cairo, Egypt.
Oh,
So this will be a perfect connection for you to
nice.
to at least have a local person that you know, who you can like run questions
Yeah,
by and
that would
travel
be
arrangements. Be like, Wendy, what do you think about this?
sweet. Oh,
I
that's so good to know.
Yay! Love that. Love that. Awesome. I too want to go to Cairo, Egypt. I'm headed to Scotland first.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, you never know. You never know when Cairo will be on the plans. So I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. Love, love, love that. Love traveling. So grateful that you travel for you and your family. That's huge for your son. Son?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I
That's
was like,
him.
and I heard you just had another little one born into the family, not you, your brother.
Yeah, yeah. My younger brother just had
Oh,
his first son, so we got
so
to plan a visit with
exciting.
them.
Yes, yes, that's wonderful. That's congratulations, um, Uncle Brian.
That's me.
Let's see, one more fun question. If you were okay, so this is going to be a hard one for you. I know it's going to be a hard one,
Oh,
but I'm going
great.
to
Let's
ask it
go.
anyway. If you were a color, what color would you be and why?
Well, I'm going to answer it for today, just like for
Beautiful. Love
principles.
it.
Just for today, if I were a color, I would be yellow because that's my numerology for today.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It changes for me like hourly, even sometimes, right? It's just there's so many colors to choose from. Even within,
Yeah,
the spectrum of pink, there's like 4,000 different pinks to choose from.
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
So that
well, I
and
love that
I
answer.
use numerology to help uh, with decision fatigue. It takes some decisions out of the way. So boom, today's
Love
yellow.
that.
Tomorrow
Love that.
green,
We're
yesterday's
gonna have
orange.
to chat about that more, my friend, because I could definitely use that in my world.
Oh, it's a nice guiding force you can use to tap into your own energy flow.
Love. Oh, yes, yes. 1,000 times yes. All right, Brian, we are so excited to hear more from you at the Infinite Possibilities Retreat. What made you say yes to being a speaker?
Well, I love your energy, Jamie. So it's always nice to connect and get in touch with another community and jump in and hear what other people are sharing the wisdom and information that they have and be a part of a great group of speakers and, share a little bit of something that I'm passionate about.
I love that. I love that. Great, great answer. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for saying yes. We're so excited to hear you and watch you and continue to watch you grow, because you've grown amazing amounts in the last, we've known each other 3 years already. I can't even believe that. That's like, it just went by like that. But yeah, so excited. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you have not already reached out to LA Reiki guy, Brian Kukan, you can reach out to him for tickets. If you want to attend the retreat, reach directly out to him, or you can visit soulheartcollaboration.com to learn more about the retreat. And we really hope to see you there. There's some fantastic speakers, and one of them is sitting right here. Thanks, Frey.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie.